All right. So tomorrow you will be told two very typical exercises, of which one is you will have to make a band composite, and the other is wherein you will have to map, or what we call digitize a lake, and make sure that when you find a lake, the lake has to be uh, having a regular shape. Make sure that it is not very irregular, so that your work is um, made easy. All right. So now we will open QGIS desktop. I won't be opening the software also for you. Previously also we have opened our QGIS desktop on our own. Okay, so you go to search bar, and here you will simply search for QGIS. When you get QGIS, open QGIS desktop. It takes a little longer to open, but that's fine. Let it be opened. We will first record the entire workflow, and then we will take, if you have any question. Okay, if there is any question, then we will take it afterwards. Okay, it's opening. You can see my screen, no? You can see my screen, no? Somebody try talking. Let me see if I'm able to hear you. कोणाक सांगया उलोवपाक? Sanjana, can you put off your mic? Say hello. Simply say hello. Let me see if I'm able to hear you all.
Hello.
हा होय ऐकूपा येता. येता. Still opening. Okay. So when you open QGIS, no, now that because we have already worked to some extent on that particular software, we have already made some projects. But tomorrow you cannot open the same project. What you have to do is you have to open a new project. And how do we open a new project? You see this particular, still some people coming in. Okay. So here you see this particular icon. It reads new project. Okay, it reads new project. Even if you hold on to control button on the keyboard and press N, no, then also it will open. Okay, so let me click on this particular new project option. If you don't see it, you can also drop down this project and you will see new here. Okay, control N, you see it says control N. So let me open a new project. Now when I open a new project, the map view is going to be blank. There won't be anything here, but we have to bring and drop some bands over here. Let's say I want to make band composite out of um, the first 7 bands. Okay, then what do? I go to layers, I go to add layers, and then I go to add raster layer. Okay, we are adding the layer, we are not creating. We already have some layer, we are adding it. We are adding the raster layer. So in order to go to raster layer, you see file is already chosen, the source type is already chosen, but for the source you will see raster dataset, and at the end of it you will see 3 dots. It when you hover mouse pointer over it, it reads browse. So I will click on this browse, so that I go inside the system where I have stored some data, let's say. Okay, now I go to some folder where I have stored, let's say, some data. Let's take for example this particular data. Okay, this is Landsat 8 data. When I get inside, what I will see is often what you get to see is something like this. The icons, big icons are seen, correct? No. So what you can do, see here, if I go, then this particular file gets selected. Here if I go, this file gets selected. But somewhere in between, if I go and right click, then none of the file gets selected, but you see this option, view, and under view you will go for selecting details. So now what will happen, we can also increase this particular column, widen it up so that you are able to also read which bands those are. Okay. So now what I have said, I've said that I want to make a band composite out of first seven bands. So what I will do, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay, band 7, b7, from b1 to b7, these are the bands that I have selected. TIFF is its format, these are TIFF files. In file type also you will get TIFF file is written, okay. And then once I have selected all of them, it's simply dragging and selecting them all, okay. Hold on to here, left click, hold, and then drag so that all seven get selected. On the other hand, what you can also do is you can hold on to control button and then select all the bands that you require one by one, okay, any one. Then click on open. When you click on open, all those files will come there, but then you will see that the map view is not populated. You have to add. Only when you add, then you will see that in map view some data has showed up. Now you can close. Make sure that you don't double click. Add don't फावटी करपाचे ना. Okay, we have to just click add once and wait. Okay, and then close this panel down. Now these are your bands, they are one above another. For example, band 7 is on top. Now what you see is band 7, but if I want to see band 6, I have to make band 7 invisible, then I see band 6, okay. So this is band 6, this is band 7. Then if you want to see band 5, see, I have to check off these. I have to check these off. Tomorrow I'm not going to show you anything because it is going to be your exam. Okay. So make sure that you have understood how to do this. Watch this video also later 2 to 3 times. Anybody has installed QGIS if there is a system available? Anybody? Shanaz has. Okay. Drop me a me means yes, I have done. Anybody has installed QGIS? Kunits na? Nobody has installed QGIS. Okay, all right. So coming back here, so these are the seven bands. Now I want to make a band composite. In order to make a band composite, what do? I go here to raster. Under raster, see, this is menu bar. In menu bar you have raster option. Under raster you have miscellaneous, and under miscellaneous you have something called build virtual raster. Okay, so you are going to click on build virtual raster. Input layers right now they are 0, but I want to add some add some input layer, that is all these seven. Okay, all these seven I want to add. If there comes some extra, I won't be there, but still if there comes some extra, then you will have to check it off and click on ok. So now seven input files are there. The resolution has to be taken as highest, and right below this resolution highest you have placed each input file into a separate band. We have to tick this on. Okay, and then virtual raster, we will save this to a file. Right now it is a temporary file, it will get created but it will be a temporary file. In order to save it directly within our system, what do? We go click on these three buttons and go for save to file. Okay, save to file, and then again go to that folder that you have created. This is that folder. Okay, within that you create a folder called processed. You can right click and use new folder, this you can do, or you can directly click on this new folder. So let's say I'm creating a new folder, and I have to name it processed. Okay, If your file is not in process, then it won't be considered. Okay, make sure that you do this, follow this protocol as well. Processed one, because I have already made a processed file. So processed one, go inside this processed one. This is your address bar. Within this you will see, within this folder, and inside this folder I have made this folder. This is where I'm going to save it. Okay, what am I going to name it? I'm going to name it band composite. And besides that, what else do I need to add to this particular name? Can anybody tell me? आणि कितें घालपाचें ह्या नांवान? बँड कंपोजिट आणि कितें घालपाचें? Nobody remembers? Take your time, type it out if anybody is typing the answer. Nobody? फाल्यां फेल जावपाचें चितलं काय कितें? Band composite. After band composite, you have to identify which is the date of acquisition, when this particular data was taken. That is 2019. See here, 2019. The first date is acquisition date. Second date is date of processing. Acquisition date is always older and processing date is later. So 2019 0313. Okay, so this is going to be the name of that particular file, and then save this and then run. Once that run is completed, you will see a colorful image like this. You can close this down, and then you have to change this band composite. So in order to change the band composite, you see these three color boxes are there, red, green and blue. You can choose any one and double click. डबल क्लिक आता एक क्लिक करून रावा आणि मागीर दुसरे क्लिक करत अशें करनाकात. डबल क्लिक म्हणजे फटफटीत करपाक जाय, झप झप करून डबल क्लिक करपाक जाय, दोन फावटी क्लिक करपाचें. Once you double click on it, you will see red band, green band and blue band. Then I will tell you which composite to be made, whether a true color composite is to be made or a false color composite is to be made. So if I say that you have to go for true color composite, then what is a combination that you will choose? Red color will be given to red band, that is band 4. Green color will be given to green band, that is band 3. And blue color will be given to blue band, that is band 2. Okay, so here it is written, no, red band, green band, blue band. Read it as red color, green color and blue color. Okay, you have to remember in Landsat 8 or 9, both of them it is identical only. You have to know which bands are which. Up to at least 7th band you have to know that band number 1 is coastal aerosol band, band 2 is blue, band 3 is green, band 4 is red, band 5 is near infrared, band 6 is shortwave infrared 1, band 7 is shortwave infrared 2. Okay, so I'm making a true color composite. 432 is the combination. Apply and then click on OK. Now in true color composite, what do you see? Vegetation is appearing green. How otherwise human eyes will see it? No. Water will appear blue, and if there is any barren land, that will appear slightly pinkish or brownish. Okay, so this is the true color composite. But if I ask you to make a false color composite, a standard false color composite of near infrared, then yet again, if you don't want to double click on on this color boxes, then you can also select, that is click only once on this band composite, right click, go to properties, under properties go to symbology, and under symbology now we are going to make a standard false color composite using near infrared. So red color will be assigned to near infrared band, that is band 5. Green color will be given to band 4, that is red band, and blue color will be given to green band, that is band 3. And then apply and click on OK. So what is the characteristic of this standard false color composite of near infrared? It is that the vegetation is the only feature that turns red. Instead of appearing green, it now appears red. That makes it very easy to be identified. Now this is the first thing, that is making a band composite is the first thing. Next is we have to make a shape file for our lake. Any lake you take, you will be okay for lake, no, you can use this particular data itself, but we have also worked with this HCMGIS. I won't ask you to um, install HCMGIS because it is already installed on that system. So you have to go to HCMGIS and go to base map, and here you have to go for Google Satellite. When you click on Google Satellite, now you will see that the Google Satellite has been populated. Satellite view is populated. You can go anywhere. If you want to go to Africa, go to Africa. If you want to go somewhere in China, you can go there. If you want to come to India, you can go there. If you want to go to somewhere in America, you can go there. Anywhere you go, but make sure that you find a regular shape of the lake. Make sure that it is not very over the irregular, something like this, no, see, it has very crooked boundary. So this is what we don't want. We have to look out for a lake which has much regular boundaries. For example, not this one. For example, this one, say, has a very regular boundary. It is going to be very easy for me to digitize it, right? So now, in order to digitize it, what am I going to do? I'm going to click on this particular option that reads new shapefile layer. Also, V कसं pattern असा पळया त्याचो V आणि मागीर straight. Okay, if you don't find it here, you can also find it in layer. Under layer, you go to create layer because you are going to create a shape file, for example that polygon. Create layer, and here you go to new shapefile layer. Okay, new shapefile layer. Here you are going to give a name, but simply don't give a name over here. Okay, it is not going to work. You have to go to this particular option that reads browse. Go into your system, find that folder where you are saving all your data. For example, I'm saving it in this particular file, right, in processed one that we have created. So what am I going to do? I'm going to name this. What am I going to name it? Lake. Okay, lake. You can also give your own name. Okay, I'm giving it my name. So lake, and then save. When you save it, this is how it will appear. Okay, then we are not going to change the file encoding. If somehow in your system itself, if this particular file encoding is changed, then write it down that it has to be brought back to UTF. Okay, so you drop it down and go to UTF-8 and choose it as UTF-8. Make sure that you don't do it in system. After that, you have to choose the geometry type. The geometry type, if you want to bound the lake, you cannot use a line string, you cannot use a multi-point or a point or no geometry, you have to use a polygon. Okay, and after that, you're not going to change. I don't expect you to change anything over here in the dimensions, but if at all you want to explore, you can drop it down, find the default one. You see the default CRS coordinate system will be written over there. You can choose this and then click on OK. Now when you click on OK, you will see that lake with my name has shown up, has showed up over there. I was telling you to make it transparent, but then for tomorrow it will be too much. So it is not necessary for you to make it into a hollow or without any color. So you select this. Select means once you click it so that it turns blue like that, see, and then right click and then toggle editing. That means when you toggle editing, that means what is going to happen? Editing you can start. So in order to start editing, only toggle editing is not enough. Toggle editing झाल्या उपरांत you will see that this green add polygon feature जो असा, that starts reflecting. Now once this gets reflected, that means it can be chosen. You click on it so that it turns gray. And now what do you do? See, the cursor has also changed into this bullet pointer, right? So you zoom onto that lake and you start digitizing it. आता तो digitize करताना एक हांगा एक हांगा एक हांगा एक हांगा एक हांगा असे कर नाकात. अशें केलें जाल्यार जर सारकी एरिया येवची ना आनी आय एम नॉट गोइंग टू कन्सिडर दॅट. सो वॉट यू आर गोइंग टू डू इन ऑर्डर टू कॅन्सल दॅट पॉलिगॉन, यू रायट क्लिक. when you right click, id तुमकां घालपाक येता, but then you are not going to add any id, you're simply going to click on cancel. When you click cancel, it goes off. So tomorrow if you are stuck there wherein you are not able to delete it, I'm not going to help you, I won't be able to help you. So now what do, you slowly, small steps you take, and make sure that you are digitizing this particular boundary very religiously, as far as nicely as possible. You can do this even on the satellite image, okay? Not a problem there. I'm still not doing very nicely, but you will have at least 20 minutes to do this after creating your band composite. Each batch will get um how many minutes? 30 minutes, huh? Each batch will get 30 minutes. Okay, so now I'm almost completing this. So in order to complete it, yet again, I will right click, and this time I will give an ID. If you don't give ID, if you click OK, it's not going to get saved. Huh? I'm telling you first only. So I will give it an ID 1. When I give ID 1, I don't click cancel. If I click cancel, it will be gone. I have to click on OK. When I click on OK, now you see that the lake has been formed. Now what do? I can click yet again on the save layer edits. एक floppy disk floppy disk येता with a red pencil or a orange pencil. Click on it so that it gets saved. Now you click on toggle editing. That means toggle editing will stop. And when I click on toggle editing, you will see on this Lake Diksha option, what you see is एक मिनट हाँ. हाँ. Okay, so when I click toggle editing, you see here on this box, no, one pencil comes, yellow pencil comes. That means it is in editing mode. You have to save it such that this pencil goes off. So how do you take it off? You click yet again toggle editing. Okay, toggle editing is also here. Right click and toggle editing is here also. If you don't find it here, now this is done. So next is finding its area. So you right click on this particular layer lake that you have made, and then go to open attribute table. After click, in order to find out what is the total area of this particular lake, what am I going to do? I am going to select this lake layer that I have created, right click on it, and then open attribute table. And after opening attribute table, you will see only one column there, that is id, and only one layer, one polygon, that is given some id. You might have given it 0 or 1 or 2, anything. Okay, make sure that you are not having a screen like this. Okay, you have to have a screen here. You see this small table which is there in the corner, if you hover mouse pointer over it, it reads switch to table view. Okay, that is what you want. You don't want to be here, because if you are here again, you are baffled. So make sure that you are here, that is switch to table view. Now once you are here, you want to find out what is the total area of that particular polygon there that you have made. That is, you want to find out what is the area of that lake. So in order to do that, what you are going to do is, you are going to go here. You see this small slate with those beads on it, like a iron string is there, and within that string there are some beads. ती धाकट्या भुरग्यांची पाटी असता न्ही, एकीकडे बरोवपाक आनी दुसरेकडे तेका स्ट्रिंग्स असता आनी भितर मणी असता, मोजपाक वापरता ते. इट लुक्स समथिंग लायक दॅट. इफ यू हावर माउस पॉइंटर ओवर इट, then it reads open field calculator. Now during exam, if you happen to not find this particular icon, if you are not able to identify it, then you are going to simply click, hold on to control button and click on I. Okay, control I, you are going to click. So now let me open this particular field calculator. When you open it, you see something like this. You have to make sure that this create new field is open. Okay, and then you are going to give a field name. What is a field name? Area in terms of meter square. That is why m2. Don't tick this create virtual field. Okay, output field name should be area underscore m square. Underscore घालूंक ना जाल्यार तो फायल त्या कॉलमाचे नाव सेव्ह जावचे ना. Make sure that you use underscore instead of space. Space is not going to work. Then you have to choose the output field type. Output field type cannot be integer. No, I want more accuracy, not just integer. Integers are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, no decimal. But I want some decimal number, so I will take decimal number. And then this output field length and precision you need not change, not a problem there. You have to come here. Now here your expression has to come, but expression cannot be wherein you write there. Okay, that is not going to work. You have to come to this particular layer that reads feature geometry id row number. Okay, so here don't choose this. Don't choose this is only the column header. You have to scroll down and find geometry. You see geometry, in front of that you see this sideways pointing isosceles triangle or an equilateral triangle, something like that. Okay, a bold one. So you have to click on it such that it opens downward. Okay, now here you have to find area. The area असा ते best area असा ते we don't want. We want the one with this dollar sign. Okay, both of them are different. We want this dollar sign. If you want to know what exactly it is, just go through this. So this dollar sign area I want, but then if I click on it once, it is not going to help. I have to double click on it. When I double click on it, area comes over here, the same expression comes over here, and here in preview you will see some number. Okay, when you see some number in preview, then you can click on apply. If it comes 0, then something is wrong. You have to make sure that you have done it right, and then click on apply. When you click on apply, you will see uh, in your attribute table one more column will get added whose name is area meter square, and it an area in terms of meter square is written. Now you can go ahead for making the next information. What is that? It is perimeter. Perimeter means length of the boundary, so perimeter will be in meter. On the perimeter m te hai na, so I will simply write m perimeter m. Okay, because it has some limitation in terms of the length, character length. So output field name is again going to be decimal number. I need not change it, but if you close it down you will have to redo all these things. Okay, now area I will cancel, and again in geometry I will scroll down. It is all in alphabetical order: c b c d e f g h I J K L M N O P. Now in that I have perimeter again with the dollar sign. So double click perimeter. You have received some value over here in the preview. This is preview, and then apply. When you apply, you will see that perimeter will also get added over here. Then you can close this down. So area and perimeter is done, but this is where you cannot close it down. You have to click on this particular option, that is save edits. If you don't do this and if you close it, all this whatever struggles that you do, they will be gone and you won't get any marks. So you have to save edits. When you save edits, it will be saved, and then you can close it. And now yet again, if you open the attribute table, area and perimeter will be there. When you do this, your work is done and you're getting total full 5 marks. Okay, no y1, nothing. You should be able to digitize one lake, and that will fetch you full 5 marks. Okay, all right. I will stop this recording, and if you have any question, type it out in the chat box. Let's see.